Hi, and thanks so much for joining me. Today we are talking about my top 10 Beautylish recommendations. If you'd like to see that, please keep watching. There's a promotion going on right now at Beautylish through the 25th. For every $100 spent, you get a $20 gift card. So now is a good time to purchase those things that you've had your eye on that costs maybe a little bit more, so you get some money back that you can spend later. When I was thinking about this, I thought there were so many beautiful items on Beautylish, but I thought, what are those things that are either very unique to Beautylish or things on their site that rarely go on sale? So I picked 10 and I narrowed it down. So the first thing is probably, actually, I don't know if any of these will be a surprise to you because they are things I talk about all the time. Oh yeah, another thing that's something I considered was, what do I use every day? So even though it might be something more expensive, they are things that I use daily. So I definitely get my money's worth. The first thing though is new to me, and if you have been here for the last couple of videos, you already know what this is. It is the bronzer by Sisley. I know this is fairly new to me, but I've already used it every day since I've gotten it, and I was so impressed with it the first time I tried it, simply because of the shade. I have it on now. It is the perfect bronzer shade for me, and it has been kind of tricky finding that. As you know, I've purchased 2 shades of the same bronzer in the past few bronzer releases because I couldn't figure out which one was the best for me. But this one is just perfect. So I love that about it, the color, and I also love the finish. This is very buildable, so I can go with a very light layer and it melds beautifully with everything else that I have on, or I can also build it up. It's just the prettiest bronzer finish, color, everything about it I love. So I would recommend that even though it's fairly new to me. The next thing is probably no surprise either. It is also by Sisley. It is the concealer for the under eye area. I've been going on and on about this since I tried it. I know many of you have picked it up because I mentioned it. And this one item, you can easily meet that $100 threshold to receive the $20 gift card. So if you were thinking about it, now's a good time. I have mine in the shade 4. Now, this one, shade-wise, is just a little bit rich for me, but if I go light with it, in terms of less product, then it works out really well and it meshes with my skin color. I don't typically highlight with my concealers. I just want them to neutralize any darkness and become one with the skin, and that's what this does. I'm curious about shade 3, but I know I'm safe with shade 4. So if you're wondering about it, I think that is one of the hardest things to do right now, is to get a correct shade match on concealers, foundations, powders, those kinds of things. So shade 4 works out really well for me. So if you are my coloring, then I would go with this shade. Another reason I love this is because I don't have to set it with powder. It sets all by itself. It stays in place. It looks great all day long. It doesn't crease. So it is, I'm going to say, the best under eye concealer I have tried. And it seems like quite a lot for the price. There are, let's see, 15 mils in here, so I'm anticipating this will last quite a while. If I was using it just once in a while, I don't think it would be worth it, but it is my everyday concealer. I wear it for videos too, so it looks just as good in person as it does in videos. Very natural. On to a few things that are only available through Beautylish. Of course, you can probably guess what they are, but they are Wayne Goss products, starting with blush. So he released 4 blushes. I purchased all of them, as well as lucky to receive them. So I had actually 2 sets, and one set went to my mom. But this is my favorite color. So if you're looking at them, I do have one I pull for more than every other blush, and it's this one in Coral Rose. And the reason I love this is because of the shade. I like a lighter blush. I like something more natural. There is a bit of a sheen to this one, not totally matte, but there is a sheen, but it's very gentle. And then this highlighter is a great pairing. So out of all of the combinations, this is the one that I use the most because I love this highlighter color as well. I think that this is my perfect highlighter shade. I love using this the way that Wayne described it, putting the highlighter on first and then going over it with the blush. So I have that on now. Now I did have another blush on underneath because I made another video before this, but then I went in with a highlighter and the blush on top, and that's what I've got on now. So beautiful glow. if you want something more on the natural side. Now, there are some very vibrant shades. I think they're beautiful, but this is the one that I pull for the most. Of course, I have to mention his eyeshadow palette, and if you watch his most recent, it's not the most recent, one of the most recent videos about, I think it's called Cosmetic Ageism or something like that, ageism, where he talks about products that are specifically created to make sure they look good on skin that is more mature, as well as any other age. But this palette really takes into account extending that range so that the pigment works on all ages. So I encourage you to go watch that video because he explains it much better than I do and why this formula works so well for such a broad range of people. I love the shades in here though. I pull for this often. It is beautiful. Just a couple more Wayne Gossings, but I do use these every single day. And if you watch any of the Get Ready With Me's, I'm using these eye brushes. And I have to thank Kelsey for suggesting these because she said I needed smaller eye brushes for my eyes because the ones I was using were too big, and now I see what she's talking about. There's much more control. There are 5 of them. I don't know where the 5th one went. I just used them, but there are 5. But I'll link below so you can see all of them. I think they just came back into stock, if I'm not mistaken. But they are really worth it in case you were looking for eyeshadow brushes. Actually, I need to get back to someone's comment. They asked if I was going to start with an eye brush set, what would I suggest? I would suggest this set. I use all of them. There isn't one brush I don't use. One more because I do, like I said, I use these every day. These artist brushes. These brushes are unique because they're so flexible, and I love these for blush application because I get a really nice blended wash of color. I can build it up as well, but I have more control with these because I can go in with a lighter layer first and then build it up, as opposed to some other brushes that put a lot of color on right away and then I'm trying to blend it in. This allows me to build more slowly and get a more refined blush application. I really love this. So yes, I use this for blush, but then I use this for powder, and sometimes when I can't find this one, I use this for blush. So but I do pull for these every single day. Now for a non-Wayne Goss product, this Ray Morris brush, the 6.5. The reason I haven't used it lately is because I misplaced it. So I do use this still though, and I love it for blending. So if you don't enjoy like blending like this with just a blending brush, this is so much easier. I just go like this and it blends everything together right up here. It just makes life so much easier. So I love it for that. Also, you can use it kind of like as an eraser to buff in case you apply too much. So it's a very unique shape, and anytime I've used it, I've gotten questions about it. It's again the Ray Morris 6.5. Well worth the investment. It's very much a troubleshooter kind of product, created with hooded eyes in mind. Then we've got this product, which was initially sent to me complimentary, but this might be the first time I'm having to repurchase, or the second, I can't remember. I said I was going to update you after using it. The Discoloration Correcting Serum by Good Molecules. If you've been here a while, you know I've had discoloration. It's gotten so much better. Whatever I'm doing now seems to be making quite an impact, and this is one of the things I use. I can't totally pinpoint that this is the one thing that's working because I do use a lot of other things. I do use this in targeted areas, so I don't want to give this up in case that is one of the keys in the combination with what I'm already using. Then we've got this Oribe hairspray, which I have been using for years. And this one though is the Superfine Strong Hairspray. So we made a mistake ordering this last time. I really like the Superfine, so make sure if you like this that you order the correct one, because yeah, I just enjoy the super fine one. The strong spray, the issue with that is that my hair is so heavy anyway, and the more product, if it's like serious product, it weighs my hair down. That's why I like the super fine, because it's nice and light. So the least amount of product I can put on my hair, yeah, the better. My hair doesn't respond well to a lot of product in it. So the lighter the product, the better. So I love the super fine, and I love the scent. So the Oribe scent is so pretty. That's one of the reasons I love it, but I don't know another hairspray that does what the super fine one does, which is it has just a light hold without being heavy. So if you have hair like me where it's just weighed down so easily, that might be something to look at. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, I forgot. The Sonya G Brush. This is the only one I have from her. It's the pencil one, but I do use it all the time specifically just for the inner corner there. I think it does such a great job. As for what I'm purchasing, I made one order already, so I would love your recommendations. But I did order one of these because I do want to continue using it. And then the other thing that I ordered, because recently I ordered this Sisley pressed powder, which I did not include in my top 10 because I still haven't really made up my mind about this. I have more oily prone skin though, so that might be why, but I did order loose powder. I think I'll have all of the Sisley powders after that, so I can do an overview for you if you like. But that is the other thing that I ordered. So that took me over the $100 mark, and then I got the $20 gift card. So let me know if I need to place another order, if there are other things that you think I should be picking up that maybe aren't available anywhere else or are rarely on discount anywhere else. That is my criteria for this Beautylish event. So let me know if there's anything that falls into that category. I would love to know. But that is it for today's video. So please take care of each other, stay well. If you enjoyed this video, if you learned something, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and I will see you next time. Thanks.